caring for an INFJ is a unique and rewarding experience, as these individuals are among the most introspective, empathetic, and idealistic people you will ever meet. If you're fortunate enough to have an INFJ in your life, understanding how to support them with genuine care and respect can foster a bond unlike any other. In this video, we'll explore the various ways you can nurture an INFJ's emotional, intellectual, and spiritual well-being, ensuring they feel seen, understood, and truly valued. One of the primary things to keep in mind when caring for an INFJ is their need for deep emotional connection. INFJs are not interested in shallow interactions or fleeting relationships. Instead, they seek out meaningful bonds that allow them to explore the depths of their inner world and that of others. They will often choose a few close friends or family members over a wide social circle, and they invest a lot of energy into nurturing these connections. To care for an INFJ, you must first understand that they thrive in relationships where authenticity and vulnerability are not only encouraged but expected. They are deeply intuitive and can sense when others are not being genuine, which makes them sensitive to superficiality. Respecting their emotional boundaries is also crucial. INFJs have a tendency to absorb the emotions of those around them, making them highly empathetic but also vulnerable to emotional burnout. This emotional sponge-like quality means they may struggle to manage their own emotions while simultaneously carrying the emotional weight of others. To truly care for them, offer a listening ear without pushing them to share before they are ready. INFJs often need time alone to process their thoughts and emotions, and understanding their need for solitude is essential in showing care. Let them retreat into their private space when necessary, and trust that they will reach out when they feel ready to re-engage. INFJs tend to be highly idealistic, often envisioning a world that aligns with their values of kindness, justice, and integrity. While this trait is a strength, it can also be a source of frustration for INFJs, especially when they feel that the world around them falls short of their ideals. They may become disillusioned or discouraged when faced with situations that challenge their belief system. As someone who cares for an INFJ, it's important to be a source of encouragement, providing them with reassurance that their values are valid, even when the world does not always reflect those ideals. Help them focus on the positive changes they can create, even if those changes feel small. Support their efforts to make a difference in the world, but also allow them to maintain a realistic perspective to avoid burnout. When it comes to communication, INFJs value depth and substance over small talk. They are not interested in discussing superficial topics, but rather long for conversations that allow them to dive into profound matters, whether it be philosophical debates, existential questions, or the mysteries of the universe. To care for an INFJ, engage in these types of conversations with them, as they find fulfillment in intellectual and emotional discussions that stimulate their minds and allow them to explore the deeper aspects of life. INFJs also appreciate when others show an interest in their passions, as they are not always the ones to initiate conversations about their feelings or interests. By demonstrating genuine curiosity about their thoughts, dreams, and aspirations, you show them that you value their unique perspectives. INFJs can also be sensitive to criticism, especially when it challenges their deeply held beliefs or personal values. They are often their own harshest critics and may struggle with self-doubt or perfectionism. When offering feedback to an INFJ, it's important to be gentle and constructive. Avoid being overly critical or pointing out flaws in a way that could diminish their self-worth. Instead, offer support and encouragement, helping them see areas of growth while emphasizing their strengths. By focusing on the positive and framing criticism in a helpful and empathetic way, you create a safe space for an INFJ to accept feedback without feeling personally attacked. It's important to also give them the freedom to pursue their passions. INFJs are often driven by a deep sense of purpose, whether it's helping others, advocating for social causes, or pursuing a creative endeavor. They have a strong inner calling to contribute to the world in a meaningful way, and supporting their efforts to follow their passions is one of the best ways to show that you care. Encourage them to pursue their dreams, even if those dreams seem unconventional or difficult to achieve. INFJs often find fulfillment in dedicating themselves to causes that align with their values, so offering your unwavering support as they pursue these endeavors can be a profound act of care. INFJs also have a deep need for authenticity in their relationships. They can spot insincerity from a mile away and will often withdraw from people or situations that do not feel genuine. To truly care for an INFJ, always be honest and transparent with them, even when the truth may be difficult to express. INFJs appreciate vulnerability in others and are more likely to open up when they feel they can trust the people around them. By being authentic and allowing them the space to be authentic in return, you help create a strong bond built on mutual trust and understanding. Despite their tendency to focus on others and their desire to be of service, INFJs can sometimes feel isolated in their quest to understand the complexities of life and human nature. They often struggle with the feeling that no one truly understands them. To care for an INFJ, it's essential to make an effort to truly know them on a deep level. Take the time to listen to their thoughts and feelings, offering empathy and understanding even when they may struggle to articulate what's going on inside. Sometimes, simply being present and showing that you care without trying to fix anything is enough to offer them comfort. Showing appreciation for their efforts and the unique gifts they bring to the world can go a long way in making an INFJ feel seen and valued. INFJs are often selfless in their pursuit of helping others, but they may not always feel acknowledged for the emotional labor they provide. Recognizing their contributions, whether big or small, and expressing gratitude for their presence in your life helps reaffirm their sense of worth and reinforces the bond you share with them. INFJs often give a lot of themselves to others, so taking the time to show that you value and appreciate them can provide them with the emotional nourishment they need to continue their work. INFJs, despite their deep commitment to helping others, often struggle with finding the right balance between self-care and serving those around them. Their tendency to give so much of themselves can lead to burnout, and they might not always know how to ask for help. One of the best ways to care for an INFJ is to subtly encourage them to take time for themselves. Gently suggest activities that help them recharge, such as quiet time in nature, engaging in creative hobbies, or even just enjoying a day of rest. By providing them with space for self-care, you help them restore their energy reserves, which is vital for their overall well-being. This isn't about pushing them into solitude, but about recognizing when they need it and allowing them to experience it without guilt. Another critical way to care for an INFJ is to understand their fear of disappointing others. INFJs often place a great deal of pressure on themselves to meet the expectations of those they care about. This can create a great deal of internal stress, as they constantly strive for perfection and harmony. It's important to reassure them that they don't need to be perfect to be loved and valued. Express your unconditional support and remind them that mistakes and imperfections are a natural part of life. Show them that their worth isn't tied to their ability to meet others' expectations and that it's okay to let go of the need for perfection. INFJs also appreciate acts of kindness that go beyond the typical, everyday gestures. They are moved by small, thoughtful actions that show you understand their needs and preferences. Whether it's making them a cup of tea when they're feeling down, sending them a book you know they'd love, or giving them a handwritten note to show your appreciation, these small gestures have a profound impact on them. INFJs are often not vocal about their needs, so noticing the little things they enjoy or find comforting and acting on them can make them feel truly seen and appreciated. INFJs may not always initiate plans, but they are always happy to join others for meaningful outings or experiences that allow for bonding and building relationships. Care for an INFJ by suggesting outings that align with their interests, such as visiting a quiet museum, hiking in nature, attending a lecture on a topic that excites them, or even spending time in deep conversation over coffee. These shared moments help INFJs feel connected to others and create lasting memories that nurture their emotional well-being. INFJs may also struggle with letting go of past hurts or unresolved conflicts. Because they care deeply about the relationships in their lives, they tend to internalize issues and hold on to them for longer than necessary. A compassionate way to care for them is to create a safe space for open communication, where they can express their frustrations or unresolved feelings without judgment. By fostering an environment of understanding and support, you help them feel comfortable processing these emotions. Reassure them that it's okay to let go of old wounds and that forgiveness, both for themselves and others, is a crucial part of moving forward. INFJs often carry a heavy sense of responsibility when it comes to the world around them. They feel a deep calling to make a difference and may become disheartened when they perceive that their efforts are not achieving the impact they had hoped for. One way to care for an INFJ in this regard is to encourage them to celebrate the small victories. Help them recognize the tangible ways they are making a difference, even if it feels minor to them. Whether it's volunteering, advocating for a cause, or simply being there for someone in need, remind them that every positive action contributes to the greater good, and it's okay to take pride in the steps they're taking toward their goals. Another profound way to care for an INFJ is to offer them a sense of security in their personal life. INFJs are often perfectionistic when it comes to their relationships, seeking deep and meaningful connections. They can be very sensitive to conflicts, so creating an emotionally safe environment where they feel they can be themselves without fear of judgment or conflict is essential. This involves being emotionally present and offering reassurance during moments of vulnerability, whether they're dealing with internal struggles or external stressors. Demonstrating loyalty, consistency, and understanding helps alleviate any fears they might have about the stability of their relationships. INFJs often find it difficult to ask for help when they are feeling overwhelmed. They are naturally independent and self-sufficient, but may still need assistance, especially when life becomes too much to bear. One way to care for them is by being proactive and offering help without making them feel weak or dependent. Whether it's offering to take care of a task they've been avoiding or simply being there when they need someone to talk to, these actions convey that you are a reliable source of support. They might not always vocalize their needs, so it's up to you to gently step in and offer your assistance. Respecting an INFJ's need for personal space and time alone is another way of caring for them. INFJs usually require solitude to recharge and process their thoughts. While they appreciate the time they spend with loved ones, they also need periods of silence to reconnect with themselves. To care for an INFJ, allow them to retreat when necessary and avoid taking it personally. Understand that this time alone is not a reflection of their feelings toward you, but rather a necessity for their emotional and mental health. Respecting this need for space and not pressuring them to be constantly social helps maintain balance in their relationship with you. INFJs are also known for their creative and imaginative minds. Their creativity is often an outlet for processing their emotions, thoughts, and desires. To care for an INFJ, encourage their creative endeavors. Whether it's through writing, painting, music, or any other form of self-expression, these outlets are vital to their well-being. They may sometimes hesitate to share their creations, worried that others may not appreciate them. To support them, give them space to create freely without judgment. Show interest in their work and offer positive feedback when appropriate, not to praise them for the sake of praise, but to let them know their artistic expressions are seen and valued. INFJs also value harmony and peace in their surroundings, and they may become distressed when they feel their environment is chaotic or unbalanced. Whether it's a messy home, an emotionally tense situation, or a stressful atmosphere, INFJs are sensitive to disharmony and may internalize the tension. To care for them, strive to create a calm, peaceful space around them. Simple acts like maintaining a tidy home, being mindful of the emotional tone in group settings, or taking time to communicate with kindness can make a world of difference. INFJs often feel most at peace when they're surrounded by tranquility, where they can feel free to think and reflect without unnecessary distractions. Another way to care for an INFJ is to give them the opportunity to contribute to causes they care about. INFJs are often driven by a deep sense of purpose, and they are happiest when they feel they are making a positive impact in the world. They tend to be drawn to humanitarian causes, social justice issues, or efforts to promote environmental sustainability. Supporting their desire to make a difference can involve encouraging them to get involved in volunteer work, supporting organizations that align with their values, or simply engaging in conversations about the issues they care about. When they are able to contribute to something they believe in, they feel fulfilled and validated, knowing they're making a difference. Although INFJs can be deeply invested in their relationships, They may sometimes need reassurance that they are truly loved and accepted. Their idealism can lead them to doubt whether they are truly seen or understood, and they may fear that others don't truly know them. To care for them, show consistent, genuine affection and appreciation. This doesn't always have to be through grand gestures, but rather through small, meaningful acts that show them they are valued. Whether it's a heartfelt compliment, a thoughtful gesture, or simply telling them how much they mean to you, these expressions of love go a long way in making them feel safe and cherished. Another unique aspect of caring for an INFJ is understanding their profound need for a sense of meaning in life. INFJs often search for deeper significance in their daily experiences and in the people they meet. They don't settle for shallow or meaningless interactions. To truly care for them, engage with them in ways that nurture this quest for meaning. Share your thoughts on topics like philosophy, the human experience, or spiritual beliefs, and be open to exploring these deeper ideas with them. Show them that you understand their desire for something more than the surface level, and that you are willing to explore these depths alongside them. INFJs can also be quite sensitive to environmental stressors, including loud noises, crowded spaces, or harsh criticism. Their sensitive nature means they may feel overwhelmed or anxious in situations that others might consider ordinary. To care for them, be mindful of these sensitivities and try to create an environment that minimizes stressors when possible. For example, if you're planning an outing, consider choosing quieter, more relaxed venues where they can feel at ease. If criticism is necessary, frame it in a way that focuses on constructive feedback, offering reassurance, and understanding that their feelings might be hurt by harsh words. In a nutshell, to care for an INFJ, it's essential to remain patient with their occasional reluctance to open up. Although they crave deep connection, they often keep their most personal thoughts and feelings guarded, waiting for the right moment or person to trust. They don't easily reveal their vulnerabilities, and it can take time for them to feel comfortable enough to share what's on their mind. Be patient with them as they navigate their internal world. When they do open up, listen with empathy and compassion, offering your full attention and understanding. By creating a safe and non-judgmental space, you show them that they can trust you with their deepest feelings.